Hi everyone. This video is going to show you a few example problems from the end of 8.4. So whether you're doing Big Ideas 8.4 online or 8.4 in the textbook, depending on who your teacher is, these are a few examples from the end of 8.4. So the first one says, how can you find the area of the figure? So there's a few different ways to do it, but looking at the first option, it's telling us that we're going to have a 4x8 rectangle. So I'm going to break this up so that we have a 4x8 rectangle here. And then I'm going, oops. And then that leaves me with a triangle here that has a height of 6. So this height comes from the whole thing here being 8, and then this part being 2, so that leaves me with 6 left over. And then the bottom part of this triangle, the whole thing is 10. This section here is 4, which means this section must be 6. So option 1 says add the areas of a 4x8 rectangle, sure, and a triangle that has a base of 10 and a height of 8. Well, no, because this triangle has a base of 6 and a height of 6. So that's not our answer. Add the areas of a 4-inch by 8-inch rectangle, okay, and a triangle that has a base of 10 inches and a height of 6. Well, no, because we just said that the height and the base were both 6. Add the areas of a 4-inch by 8-inch rectangle and triangle with a base of 6 inches and a height of 6 inches. Well, sure, that would make sense. The next one says that add the areas of a 4-inch by 2-inch rectangle. So we're going to have to do some redrawing. So if we want a 4-inch by a 2-inch rectangle, we're going to have to cut our rectangle up there. So we have a 4x2 rectangle up top. And then we have a trapezoid here that has one base of 4, one base of 10, and then this area is 6. How I got that 6 is that there's 2 here, and if the whole thing is 8, that leaves us with 6 left over. So this third option here says add the areas of a 4-inch by 2-inch rectangle. Okay, so that would be that first rectangle on top. And a trapezoid with a height of 8 inches and a base length of 10 and 4. Well, our height is 6, so that can't be right. The last one says add the areas of a 4-inch by 2-inch rectangle. Okay. And a trapezoid with a height of 6 inches. Good. A base length of 10 and 4. That one is correct. So there are 2 options here, and these are your 2 options. Next problem we're going to talk about is number 3, and it says find the area of the figure. There's a bunch of different ways you can break this up. The easiest way that I see to do it is to break it up here to create a triangle and a rectangle. You could do it other ways if you wanted to break it up like this and make a trapezoid and a rectangle. You can make a square, rectangle, and a triangle, all sorts of different ways to break it up. How I'm going to show you how to do it is to break it up right here. We're going to call this area 1 and this area 2. So in order to find the area of 1, we're going to have area is equal to 1/2 base times height because it's a triangle. So the area is going to equal, our base is 1, 2, 3, and the height is 1, 2, 3. So my area equals 1/2 times 9, which is 4.5. Then we need to find the area of number 2. So because that's a rectangle, it's just base times height. This area is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times 1, 2, 3. So the area is equal to 24. You add those together, so we have 24 plus 4.5, and that will give you your answer. That goes, whoops, your answer, that goes here. The next one I'm going to show you is number 9. Number 9 gives you some measurements instead of a grid, and there's a few different ways to do this. You could look at this rectangle on top as one space, and then this whole section here as a trapezoid, and you can do that as section 2. Or, oh, it's not going to let me go away. Okay. Or you could break this up into a triangle up top, triangle and a square so that you have 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces. However you want to do it will get you similar answers. I'm going to break it up into a rectangle on the top and a trapezoid on the bottom. So to find the area of the rectangle, I'm going to do base times height. So the base of this rectangle is 7 times the height is 4. So my area of the rectangle is 28. Then for section 2, area is equal to base 1 plus base 2 divided by 2 times the height. So that's your formula for area of a trapezoid. So base 1 is going to be this spot here, which is 19, plus base 2 is this section here, which is 7, all times the height, which is right here, which is 8. So 19 plus 7 gives us 26 divided by 2 times 8. I'm running out of room. So this is going to be 13 times 8. And if you plug 13 times 8 into your calculator, you should get 104. And then your final step is to add them together. So we're going to add 28 plus 104. And then whatever you get is what goes in here. All right, I'm going to show you guys one last question. This one is number 10 on either Big Ideas or in the textbook. And it says to find the area of the figure to the nearest thousandth. We're going to use 3.14 for pi because it doesn't tell us, so we're just going to assume that that's what we're supposed to use. Again, there's two different ways to do this. You could view it as 3 sections, so we have a semicircle, a rectangle in the middle, and another semicircle. Or you can notice that this part and this part add up to one whole circle. Ooh, I'm sorry. Oh, it's not going to let me get rid of that. There we go. So this section and, oh my goodness. So this section here and this section here add up to one whole circle. So in order to find the area of that circle, I'm going to use area is equal to pi r squared. So my area is equal to 3.14 times the radius squared. So the radius here is half of 15, which is 7.5. All right. So when I plug 7.5 squared or 7.5 times 7.5 into my calculator, I get 56.25. Then I'm going to multiply that by 3.14 for pi. And the area is equal to 176.625. And that's just for this section and this section. Now I need to find the area of this section here. So the area of that is a rectangle, so it's base times height. The base of this rectangle is 4 feet, times the height is 15 feet. Sorry, it's a little bit hard to read under all that. All right, 4 times 15 is 60. Then I can add these together. So the area is equal to 176.625 plus 60. When you get an answer, you should round to the thousandths, which means you actually don't need to round at all because your numbers are already in the thousandths, and whatever you get when you add those two together is what goes in that spot.